My name is Nate Ouellette. I'm 23 years old from Westwood, New Jersey. Born in New York, raised in New Jersey. But yeah, I'm a singer-songwriter.
There's a light within my shadow. I wanna understand what's the reason.
My childhood growing up was pretty much everything you could have ever dreamed of. I was in a good school system, played sports, did choir, musical theater growing up, had a good group of friends. So, I mean, everything growing up for me, from what I can remember, was amazing, all thanks to my amazing parents. I mean, my parents tell me that I was singing since I was like 2 or 3, ever since you could like really, I could like hum a tune. I was just always attracted to music, but I don't think I really realized I could sing until I was like maybe 14 or 15. That's when I was like, all right, maybe I can sing a little bit better than the average person. I grew up listening to pretty much everything from Whitney Houston to Kiss, Rush, Kelly Clarkson, Carrie Underwood, like just the craziest ranges of music. And then, growing up when I had a little bit more independence, I started really listening to like, a lot of like Maroon 5, Justin Bieber, Drake, like a lot of like mainstream stuff. I mean, I definitely realized that I loved to sing at 14, 15, and that I think I could sing a little, well. But I think it was probably around 17 where I kind of had this epiphany of like, I really want to do this for the rest of my life. And, I brought that idea up to my parents, and at first they were a little skeptical because they wanted me to go to college. And honestly, originally that was the plan. I don't really love school. I love to learn, but I don't love school. Um, at least at the time, I didn't love school. And my parents were like, listen, you can go for music, but you have to go to school. And it took about a month of me being in school to realize that I'm dropping out and I'm just going to do music full time. And my parents kind of hated that at first, but now they're very supportive of me. And you know it's been kind of a crazy journey ever since that point.
Every day when I wake up, the sun don't shine for me. I fight with myself in makeup. I'm my own worst enemy.
Singing for me is a little bit more natural when I'm in the room and when I'm in the studio. But when it comes to writing, that's something that you kind of have to sit there and really like kind of put your mind to for a little bit. But for me, singing, like sometimes you get lucky and you get it in one take. Sometimes, you have to take it a few times, but I would say writing takes me longer. I think I find inspiration everywhere. I listen to a lot of music that's not mine, for that specific reason, because there's so much music out there and there's so much inspiration to get from other music. But a lot of poetry, TV shows, movies, even just like looking at something like in real life, like seeing a nice view or seeing something, it kind of makes you a little bit inspired and makes you think of certain words that you would never think of before, you saw that. So I kind of take inspiration from everything. Like this conversation that we're having right now, probably going to take a little bit of inspiration from at some point. I feel like when I go into the studio, if I'm really happy, most of the songs or ideas that I create are happy, and vice versa. If I go into the studio and I'm really, really sad or mad or anything other than happy, I feel like the emotion tends to lean there.
Everybody got their own set of problems, but it's all about how you face them.
Honestly, when I first started in the music industry, I was in a rough place in life and I was doing a lot of things that I shouldn't have been doing at that age. It was a very hard time for me back then because I was struggling with, addiction and, you know, um, just like wasting time on things and substances that I shouldn't have been wasting my time on because I had good opportunities in front of me, but I kind of took them for granted because I just thought they would keep coming and blah, 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 blah. So for a while, I was just depressed for my own reasons. And then as time goes on, you figure those things out slowly but surely. And then you realize, oh, I just wasted all that time. I just thought I was going to do this, but now I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. So that was pretty anxiety filled and, just made me very sad, and took me a couple years to figure that out for sure. And then now, the last year and a half, I've just been writing music for pretty much myself, but like for other people too. And that's been like really, really fun for me. And I feel like I finally found my place. And I go to therapy. I'm big on therapy. Go to therapy if you can. Um, and yeah, I guess just like be mindful that everybody's got their own challenges in life and their own, I guess, obstacles that they have to hurdle over at some point, one way or another. So just be mindful when you speak to people, be mindful when you interact with other people, because, you never know what someone's going through. I'll keep circling back, but in the beginning of my career, I think it was a little harder for me to take criticism because I always thought that I was perfect, or, that I was close to it, when in reality, nothing is perfect. So I think over time, specifically now, or especially now, I've gotten very comfortable with receiving feedback, and only feedback from people, because, um, I mean, nothing's perfect. So you always want to make sure you're getting the right opinions from the right people. And I never take it to heart anymore, even if someone's trying to be a little malicious in their intent with the feedback. I don't care. I always, you know, listen to everybody, because, everybody has the right to an opinion, and that opinion is definitely important to me. So I'm always willing to hear everybody's opinion out, positive or negative. I'm not one to like being in front of the camera or anything like that at this point in my life, or, at this stage in my life. But when it comes to meeting people, and when they find out that I do music and they think it's so cool, and they like kind of, I guess, fan out a little bit, like I love that. Like I feel like people are afraid to do that nowadays, and they just want to be like really nonchalant and stuff. And it's just like, this is really exciting what everybody's doing. Like, this is specifically when I'm in a studio session with other artists, I'm the one fanning out over them, because it's just so cool to work with so many different people all the time. So I mean, I started off as an artist, and then I really got into writing songs for myself as an artist, and then I kind of took a break from doing everything for a couple of years. And now, over the last year and a half, I've fallen in love with songwriting, and I've kind of taken a stab at the publishing side of the music industry. And it's been very successful, morally for me, because I just feel like I'm doing something right for my soul for once. And I love learning about how to write songs, I love learning how to produce songs. I love the people that I'm working with, because they're so talented and they're so nice and awesome and easy to work with. So, um, yeah, I think right now the focus is just writing songs, but that doesn't take away the fact that I am still an artist, and that one day that will prevail, whether it's sooner or later. I mean, I can't really give a definite answer on that, but I love dropping music. I love making music for myself, so it would be a shame if I didn't, you know? I guess what I wish someone heard when they hear my music is just a sense of peace and clarity. Like, they find a sense of comfort in my music. Um, Because, when you put that song on that you really love, and you play it back to back to back to back, like I can't wait to have a song one day that does that to hundreds or thousands of people. Um, that's like the dream, is to make people feel like that through your music. So I feel like if someone could find peace or comfort in my music, that would be the goal for me. You guys can, I guess, listen to my music on all platforms. Nate Ouellette. My Instagram is NateOuellettex. So is my TikTok. So I guess go follow me on both of those platforms. And yeah, I really appreciate you for having me on this interview and letting me share a little bit about myself.
It's the bright where you come from. I heard every angel wears a disguise, but you have always been